Welcome to our deep dive analysis of Scienture Holdings, Inc., ticker SCNX. Today we'll break down the latest technicals, price action, and what traders should watch for next. SCNX recently closed at 0.818, posting a strong 15.35% daily gain. This move has caught the attention of many investors, especially as the stock attempts to recover from recent lows. But is this the start of a true turnaround, or just a temporary bounce? Let's explore the data, trends, and scenarios that could shape SCNX's next move. SCNX's recent price action shows signs of recovery, but the bigger picture reveals a long-term downtrend. The risk thermometer analysis gives a beta of 0.174, meaning the stock is far less volatile than the market average. The risk-reward ratio stands at an impressive 4.99, suggesting excellent potential for risk-adjusted returns. However, the 52-week position at 4.28 shows SCNX is trading near its yearly lows, having collapsed from a high of 8.81. Technical score is moderate at 63.63. While ADX at 35.79 signals a strong trend. Arun indicators suggest upward momentum is emerging, and Williams R at minus 83.3 places the stock in deeply oversold territory. This combination hints at a possible significant recovery, but caution is warranted given the prevailing downtrend. Let's look at the price-volume relationship. SCNX's last price of 0.818 is well below its VWAP of 1.68, a minus 51.33% deviation. This means recent buyers are sitting on significant losses. However, volume signals are mixed. On balance volume, OBV at 861 million shows accumulation, and ADOSC at 35.8 million indicates positive pressure. Volume acceleration at 3.75 and volume ratio 20 at 3.83 both point to increasing trading activity, while dollar volume and relative volume are also strong. These factors suggest that, despite the concerning VWAP gap, there's growing interest and support for a price recovery. Still, the large VWAP deviation is a red flag for short-term traders. Examining the moving averages, SCNX is in a consolidation phase. The short-term SMAs are mixed. SMA 5 at 0.797, SMA 10 at 1.08, and SMA 20 at 0.87. The current price sits between these averages, indicating a tug-of-war between buyers and sellers. Longer-term SMA 200 at 1.53 remains well above the current price, reflecting the stock's previous downtrend. On the EMA side, all short-term EMAs are above the current price, which suggests near-term resistance. Sensitive indicators like TEMA 10 and DEMA 14 give conflicting signals, while the MAMA FAMA crossover hints at a possible emerging uptrend, though the signal is still weak. Diving into technical indicators, momentum is mixed. MACD at minus 0.0084 and MACD signal at 0.012, with a negative histogram, show weakening momentum. RSI 14 at 48.19 and Stock K14 at 14.34 both signal oversold conditions, while CCI 20 at 6.94 is neutral. Trend indicators are more positive. ADX at 35.79 confirms a strong trend, with plus DI at 46.11 dominating minus DI at 17.72. Volatility is high, with ATR 14 at 0.284 and an ATR 14 at 34.66. Hidden signals like MAMA above FAMA and TRIX 10 at 0.849 suggest improving momentum. But overall, the picture is one of potential reversal if momentum can strengthen. Linear regression analysis for SCNX shows a moderate negative trend. The Lin-Reg slope at minus 0.014 points to a downward trajectory, while Lin-Reg R2 at 0.293 means the model explains some, but not all, of the price movement. The predicted value is 0.62, but the current price is 0.818, a 32.87% positive deviation. This suggests SCNX is trading above its regression mean, which could indicate continued recovery or a potential mean reversion. The moderate R2 value hints at some trend persistence, but the positive deviation is a sign that buyers are stepping in. Looking ahead to the next trading session, SCNX is expected to open with upward momentum. The last close at 0.818, combined with a pivot point at 0.903, sets the stage. The 15.35% daily return and strong volume of over 250 million shares indicate strong buying interest. While the MACD histogram remains negative, the ADX strength suggests the trend could continue. Given the oversold conditions and improving trend signals, the likely opening range is between 0.81 and 0.83. If momentum persists, a gap up is possible, but traders should monitor early volume for confirmation. SCNX currently trades at 0.818, with key resistance and support levels in play. Resistance 1 is at 1.02, about 24.69% above the current price, representing a significant hurdle. The pivot point at 0.903 acts as immediate resistance, while support 1 at 0.697 is 14.79% below, providing a critical safety net. The PSAR at 2.56 is a longer-term resistance. The current price below the pivot point suggests a neutral short-term bias. Intraday, expect movement within the 0.80850 range, with a failure at resistance possibly triggering a decline towards support. Using ATR 14 at 0.284, we can project SCNX's intraday range. Starting from the last close at 0.818, the potential high is 1.102, while the potential low is 0.534. This gives a wide expected range for the day. Resistance 1 at 1.02 falls within this range, and support 1 at 0.697 is above the projected low. A volatility breakout at 1.16 suggests the possibility of an even wider move. Traders should watch for price action near the high and low projections, as breakouts beyond these levels could signal strong directional moves. In the bullish scenario, if SCNX breaks above resistance 1 at 1.02 with strong volume, the stock could target the 1.2 plus level. This move would be supported by oversold technical indicators and improving trend strength. The high technical score and risk-reward ratio both favor this outcome. However, confirmation is needed with a decisive breakout and sustained buying pressure. This scenario would mark a significant shift from the recent downtrend and could attract momentum traders looking for a reversal play. Alternatively, SCNX could enter a consolidation phase. With mixed momentum signals and technicals, the stock may trade within a range of 0.75 to 0.95 as buyers and sellers battle for control. This scenario would allow momentum to build and could set the stage for a larger move in either direction. Traders should watch for narrowing price action and decreasing volatility as signs that a breakout may be approaching. The bearish scenario, failure to break above the pivot point at 0.903 or resistance 1 at 1.02 could trigger a decline towards support 1 at 0.697. If selling accelerates, SCNX may even test its yearly lows. This outcome would be consistent with the long-term downtrend and could be exacerbated by weak momentum signals. Traders should be cautious if the price fails to hold above support levels, as further downside could follow. Risk thermometer is a key tool in assessing SCNX's profile. With a beta of 0.174, the stock is much less volatile than the broader market, making it potentially attractive for risk-averse investors. The risk-reward ratio of 4.99 is outstanding, indicating that the potential upside far outweighs the downside risk. However, traders must remember that low volatility does not guarantee safety, especially in a stock with a history of sharp declines. Oversold indicators are flashing for SCNX. Williams are at minus 83.3 and stochastic below 20 both signal that the stock is in deeply oversold territory. These readings often precede a reversal, as sellers become exhausted and buyers step in. However, oversold conditions can persist in a strong downtrend, so confirmation from other indicators is crucial before taking action. Volume analysis reveals improving accumulation patterns for SCNX. OBV and ADOSC both show positive accumulation, while volume acceleration and growth rates are rising. High relative and dollar volume confirm strong trading activity. These signals suggest that buyers are becoming more active, which could support a price recovery if sustained. And strength is a critical factor for SCNX. The ADX at 35.79 confirms a strong trend, while plus DI at 46.11 outpaces minus DI at 17.72, indicating bullish dominance. The Arun indicators also point to emerging upward momentum. These readings suggest that, despite the long-term downtrend, the short-term trend is strengthening and could lead to further gains if momentum continues to build. SCNX is experiencing high volatility, as shown by ATR 14 at 0.284 and an ATR 14 at 34.66. This means traders should be prepared for wide price swings, both intraday and over longer periods. High volatility can create opportunities for quick gains, but also increases risk, so proper risk management is essential. Positive deviation between SCNX's current price and its linear regression mean suggests a potential for mean reversion. If the stock continues to trade above its predicted value, it could signal sustained recovery. However, if momentum fades, a pullback toward the regression mean is possible. Traders should watch for confirmation from volume and trend indicators to gauge the likelihood of continued upside. For traders, the most important levels to monitor are resistance 1 at 1.02, pivot point at 0.903, and support 1 at 0.697. A break above resistance could trigger a bullish run, while a failure to hold support may lead to further declines. The wide intraday range projected by ATR means that price could test both ends of this spectrum within a single session. Given SCNX's high volatility and mixed signals, risk management is crucial. Traders should set stop-loss orders near key support levels and avoid overexposing themselves to a single trade. Position sizing and discipline are essential, especially in a stock with a history of sharp moves. Remember, even with a favorable risk-reward ratio, no trade is without risk. Summary: SCNX presents a technically complex picture. The stock has shown strong recent momentum and improving volume, but still trades well below its VWAP and remains in a long-term downtrend. Technical indicators are mixed, with oversold readings and emerging trend strength. The high technical score and exceptional risk-reward ratio favor a bullish outlook, but confirmation above the pivot point is needed. Traders should remain cautious, watch key levels closely, and use proper risk management as the next chapter for SCNX unfolds.